Okay. Yep. All right. Hey. Well, it was raining. It was raining. I assure you, it was raining out there. We had a nice thunderstorm, and the power went out for a minute, and the generator kicked on. And I felt very good about having a generator, and then the power came back on. The generator turned off, so I guess that means it's all working the way that it should. Uh, Here we are, the 12th of July, 6 days after my birthday. I am now officially 57 years old, in case you're wondering what 57 looks like on me. Roughly this. I am wearing the boring gray t-shirt because we are at home. I will probably wear more of my colorful shirts that you've been seeing in the shorts that I've been doing pretty soon. But yeah, so here we are, yeah? Yeah. Kind of amazing. I have been recovering from various things. Family visits and other stuff. And my coworker, my colleague in the day job, goes on vacation for a week, starting Monday. So I'm gonna look and feel my best. I may not do a stream next Friday, just as a warning. So I was kind of hoping to play while it was raining, but it's not raining, so we'll just do some stuff and, well, yeah, have a good time, because that is the entire point of me doing this nonsense. I want to thank the person who's watching. I know there's at least one person who's watching. I suspect it might be Tim and company, or Tim and at least one other person, because I am made aware that y'all hang out together, and this is a good thing. All right, let's do. Well, can I remember this one? Oh, wow, I forgot that was just really obnoxious. Okay, I'm not ready for Pencil Thin Mustache yet. I would love to be doing Pencil Thin Mustache, but that is not, I am not prepared for that, because there's some chords on there I have not played for a very long time. So we'll start instead with one of my favorites, and I got to hear this performed by the Bards of Opportunity at Scarborough Renaissance Festival this year. That's right, BOO. That's right, when they boo you, they're still saying your name. I started on a journey about a year ago to a little town called Morrow in the state of Ohio. I'd never been much of a traveler, and I really didn't know that Morrow was the hardest place I'd ever tried to go. So I went down to the station for my ticket and applied for tips regarding Morrow, not expecting to be guide. Says I, my friend, I'd like to go tomorrow and return no later than tomorrow, for I haven't time to learn. Says he to me, now let me see if I have heard you right. You'd like to go tomorrow and return tomorrow night. You should have gone tomorrow, yesterday, and back today, for the train that goes tomorrow is a mile upon its way. If you had gone tomorrow, yesterday, now don't you see, you could have gone tomorrow and returned today at 3 for the train today tomorrow if the schedule is right. Today it goes tomorrow and returns tomorrow night. Says I, my friend, it seems to me you're talking through your hat. There is a town tomorrow on the line, now tell me that. There is, says he, but take from me a quiet little tip. For to get from here tomorrow, it's a 14-hour trip. The train today tomorrow leaves today at 8:05. At 10:30 tomorrow is the time it should arrive. So if from here tomorrow is a 14-hour jump, can you go today tomorrow and get back today, you chump? Says I, I'd like to go tomorrow, but can I go today and return tomorrow by tonight if there is no delay? Well, says he to me, and I got nothing more to say. Can't get anywhere tomorrow and get back again today. Says I guess you know it all, but kindly let me say, how can I get tomorrow if I leave this town today? He says you cannot go tomorrow anymore today, for the train that goes tomorrow is a mile upon its way. I was so disappointed, I was mad enough to swear that train had gone tomorrow and had left me standing there. That man was right in telling me I was a howling jay. I can go no more tomorrow, so I guess in town I'll stay. Little song about travel and confusion, two things that go very well together, I might add. Very well together indeed. We are now well and truly outside of the Tobias the Adequate Renaissance Festival performing time. And a lot of that is because it's really stinking hot outside now, and occasionally with thunderstorms. And here in Texas, you don't like to be playing out there in the thunderstorms and stuff. For anyone who's worried about us and Hurricane Beryl, we are a 4-hour drive from Houston. We are 4 hours to the west. West being that way, straight, of Houston. It's like, the way I'm facing is west. That's why I'm pointing. I'm not pointing at you. You're not Hurricane Beryl, so, chill. So all of the stuff that we got maybe 2 or 3 inches of rain. We got some thunderstorms. We got some wind. Houston and Corpus Christi and that entire coast that goes, like that in the picture of Texas, they got slapped around hard. There's been a lot of scrambling and yelling and dispatching of electricians and trying to figure out whether or not they're going to get paid. Why? Because when we vote people in office here, we don't always look at whether or not they're competent enough to do the job. That's why. That's my politics for the moment, at least. I am a little cranky about that. I have many reasons to be cranky, but you just can't walk up to the governor of Texas and hit him with a fish. I looked it up. There's actually a rule about that. They don't like that for some reason. They don't like that at all. So, instead, what I will do is I will play another song because, I like the idea of playing more songs. So that's kind of what I'm supposed to be doing here in the first place. Let's do this one. I haven't done this one for a little while. I enjoy doing this one at fairs and festivals because, especially when there's people that play Fae. Well, for one thing, Tobias the Adequate can see Fae. He started out as a magician, and now, due to a printing error, as a musician. But still, once you've been touched by the Fae, and by touched I mean hit upside the head. My life was a shambles, I wished I were dead. I decided to live with the fairies instead. So I found me a circle, a place I had known. When I pled my case, the fairies had flown. They'd all buggered off, left me all on my own. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fair ran away from me. Tragic. I went to a mushroom ring out in the field, left cakes and honey and hoped it would yield a chance to live my world and live with the fae. Cakes, honey, and fairies are all gone next day. Them bloody cheap fairies had all run away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. Why? Well, the queen of the fairies, she heard my lament. In a big cloud of glitter, she popped up and went. We've heard your petition, but have to say nay. Stop begging to get us to haul you away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. I asked why I could not flee into the fae. She said, for ya, boy, oh, you can't go that way. She said, you are a rare one, but we'll tell you true. Immortal life's complex enough without you. No telling what madness you'll get us into. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. She continued to explain. She said, you know, I've been watching your known far and wide. I said, that's a bit on the stalkerish side. You can't live there forever, you can visit. You see, just remember the caterings BYOB. You are not getting in on a technicality. Darn clever. My dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. Reprise. I said my dreams of adventure had all blown away. The problem was quite plain to see. Learn the chords. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away. The fae ran away. The fae ran away from me. Olay! I still enjoy that one. It's a slower one. Hey! Hello, Kay, and welcome to the TROUBADORK Show, where I'm playing weird things, and you are listening to them. That's just kind of the whole plan. Also, that you can talk to me, as you can see in the box over here, and then I talk back. I do this live, in person, at fairs and festivals here in Texas, and frankly, I'm looking forward to doing some more of that, but there may be a bit of a gap, and I'm currently traipsing through San Antonio's listing of open mic nights, trying to find an open mic for someone who has a day job. Most of these open mic things tend to happen 7 p.m. until 2 a.m. And you gotta get there at 6:35 to get on the 6:35 to get on the list, and you gotta stay through the whole thing, and then see, several years ago, it was about 6 years ago. From about 10 years ago to from 12 years ago to 6 years ago, I used to drive out from here to Waxahachie, Texas on Friday nights. And then I'd perform at the Scarborough Renaissance Festival, and I'd perform Saturday and on Sunday, and then on Sunday night I'd drive home and look and feel my best when I got to work in the morning at 7:30. And now I'm older and I don't want to do that no more. See, punk isn't dead, it just goes to bed at a more reasonable time. Let's do another song here. Let me do a completely different song than one I just did. I have a lot of these. I am really startled at just how many I have. Lockdown was very much a motivating force here. Let me see. That's a good one to do. I haven't done for a little while. Well, here's something new in the news recently. There have been more monolith sightings. You remember monoliths? Back in 2020, there were suddenly these big metal things. Columns, monoliths just appearing in weird, out of the way, hard to reach places. Places you would not expect someone to drop a big metal monolith in the middle of. And it was really kind of popular, like 6 or 7 of them. And I wound up writing a jingle because it was so popular. Get yourself a monolith. Put it out for everyone to see. Yeah, get yourself a monolith. The absurdity will set you free. It doesn't really matter whose party that you're with. So let's all make it weird. Get yourself a monolith. That's a very short one. I can't turn these things. Can't turn it off. This is just the way my brain works. There are other people that are watching the show can, in fact, attest to that nonsense. Let's do... Yeah, I think we'll do... What do I want to do? Oh, there are so many. There is so much. There is so much. My catalog is somewhere in like the 3 digits right now, and I'm not entirely certain that's a good answer. Don't want to do that one next, but let's do... Well, I've done a bunch. Let's do a bouncy one. We have... Oh, actually, here's something. Let's see if I can find it here. Today is a day after the anniversary of what is known as the world's oldest edible ham. I am not making this nonsense up. There is a thing out there. Wow. Well, hey. Well, hello to South Africa. I know, it's like, it's yesterday. Well, it's now tomorrow. So hello and happy tomorrow. There is a item in a museum in Virginia called the world's oldest edible ham. And what happened here is that a man named Gwaltney, P.W. Gwaltney, found this, and it was in the storeroom, and it had been kept longer than any other ham had ever been kept and not sold. And Pembroke Gwaltney, Gwaltney, I'm not organized enough to actually put all the pictures up over here today, but I assure you I'll get my act together sufficiently for that. Probably redo all this furniture too, because I'm working on a new logo, but I digress. It is the world's oldest edible ham, and it is actually in a museum in... well, I'm actually motivated to look it up now, which really irritates me. World's oldest edible ham. And I actually, there's a post that I made, and it showed up again on... Wow, apparently there's a lot of these. The world's oldest edible cheese. No, we want the ham. And that is, in fact, Pembroke D. Gwaltney. It's in Smithfield, Virginia. There's a fantastic article on it. It's cured in 1902. And then it was just sat there a long time afterwards. And then it was, it's now housed in the Isle of Wight County Museum. Let me see if I can throw this into the chat here. I guarantee nothing. Well, I cannot. Oh well. But if you go to Atlas Obscura and look up the world's oldest edible ham, as of the time of the article, which was published more than a few years ago, it was 112 years old, and it's much longer now. Oh, 2017. So in 2017, it was 112 years old, and we'll add... what is that? 7 more years to it. So this is 126-year-old ham right now. And I was so fascinated by just the sheer absurdity of it all that I wrote the following song. And it's a waltz. It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it. What should we? In 1902, down at Quality Foods, a ham was lost in the cooler. 2 decades did pass with it offsetting gas, and Pembroke declared it the ruler. Everybody dance. It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it. What should we? Well, he colored that ham and said, well, my man, you're gonna be my pet creation. I'll take you to fairs, and under my care, there'll be a grand ham celebration. What's better than a ham celebration, I ask you? It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it. But should we? Well, down in Old Virginia, this ham sits in livery, along with the world's oldest peanut. Oh, it looks the samey, it's probably quite gamey, but people pay money to see it. Why? It's the world's oldest edible ham, a token of how things could be. The world's oldest edible ham, we could eat it, but should we? Probably not. The absurdity of my situation is not lost upon me. All the stuff that happens here, everything that I do here, I'm doing it mostly to keep myself sane for a given value of sane. Because, I mean, I'm playing songs about ham. I mean, honestly. I actually do have another track about ham, a multi-track that I recorded in a car with very little sleep. And that's sitting out on my SoundCloud, way out in the distance, soundcloud.com/Matthew-Legare, Legare. I do not have an album. I'm intending to have an album. I need to have an album. I'd like to have an album, and one day I will have an album. But right now I do not have an album, but I will. If you happen to know of anybody in the San Antonio area with a recording studio who does remixing in reasonable rates, let me know. I want to pay somebody money to do this. Wonder what it smells like, that ham. It probably still smells like ham. A properly preserved ham will last a long dang time, although it may well be on its way to fossilize. I don't know if they've actually taken a core sample or anything. But in my research, I saw the world's oldest edible cheese. And I'm also wondering about how it qualifies as edible. Again, I just get an intern. Hey, Myron, here, eat this. You know, we all have a friend who will eat anything you hand them. A friend of mine actually did that with bubblegum flavored bacon, and he made this horrible face. And my wife actually asked him, why did you eat it? This is terrible. Why are you still chewing it? 'Cause I'm a boy. And my lovely wife, Amy, invited him to spit it out into a tissue and throw it away and never speak of it again. And I respect that a lot. My goodness. How did this even go? I'm amazed at how quickly these go. I'm always amazed at how quickly it goes, because sometimes I worry that I'm like, I'm not doing enough. And it's like, whoa, it's already been almost a half hour. How does that happen? Same way it happens with my regular shows. The shows that I do out in festivals. There's a point at which it's like, oh man, I gotta wrap up. All right, well, I suppose. And now, my friends, the moment you've all been waiting for. That's right. The final song in my set. I have not done this song in a very long time, and I'm going to do it now because I love the song and it's a great deal of fun. I have been messing around with the book, which is this wonderful, fantastic, glorious cigar box guitar made by my friend Michael Van Slyke. And it was made on a bet. I had this box that looked like a book. I asked him if he would try making it into an instrument, and he said sure, and he did. And the song I'm going to play, I can't play on this yet, because there's a couple of chords on the 4-string open G tune cigar box guitar which I don't quite understand yet, so I can't play them. But I can play it on this standardized 4-string ukulele, so I'm gonna do that. I think I can even bring up the thing here. Let me see if I can bring up the thing. Do I have a picture on this? I don't know if I do. It's be surprising if I did. There it is. Clang! There it is. Yes, because it is, of course, time for our national anthem. Eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. All rise, you can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So if you're ashore in Baltimore, you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Now a sailor came to Bertha's with a problem most severe. His manly pride had been atrophied by a voyage of 14 years. So he ate a plate of mussels. Now he sings in a different key. His jib'em set right, he'll be out there tonight, and he's not going back to sea. So eat Bertha's mussels, yum! They're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. Oh, if you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Now a lady came to Bertha's who wanted a daughter or son. The doctors had said with a shake of their head that she couldn't have either one. So she ate a plate of mussels and went home to her husband dear. Hi, babe, she tuned up his truth, and to tell you the truth, they had triplets the very next year. So eat Bertha's mussels, yum! They're the best there is by far. By far, you can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore, you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. They will cure your diarrhea, thank God, cure your constipation too. What, folks? Just swallow a box for the chicken a box for the chicken pox, for the measles or the flu, but not for forgetting your cords. So when you fancy a healthy life, get your daily dose and straight. A plate a day of Bertha's mussels, and you'll live till you're 98. Sorry, Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Whew. Well, all good things must come to an end, and while this may not qualify, that is my that is my time here for this this set. Those of you who came in late, do not panic. This will all be replayed again and available on my Facebook channel, on the Tobias the Adequate Facebook channel, on youtube.com/MPLEGARE, on Twitch, on Streamlabs. It'll be posted. It's posted to Twitter. I didn't know you could do that. I'm doing it. I don't know how I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. And of course, we will do more things. Now, next week, again, I may be too brain dead by the end of the week doing all of the desktop support stuff that I do at my day job at Explosion Company. Not here, but it's like that way. To do one of these shows, we'll play it by ear and figure it out. I want to thank Kay and anyone over there outside the United States who's brave or crazy enough to watch this show, because I really appreciate it. There's an old joke about being big in Japan. Well, apparently I'm big in Northern Europe and South Africa. That's kind of cool. It's weird, but that's entirely on brand for me, because rarely, if ever, do I get famous in my actual region. I have to go somewhere else first to do it. So, be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Fight fire with marshmallows. Remember, the advantage we hold over the enemy is they're both mean and stupid. That's two very important things. Be kind, because it confuses people. Be safe, be sane, be silly. Don't treat people like things. Trans rights are human rights. Remember that performative cruelty is not a personality trait you want. That's about it. You all have been wonderful. I continue, despite all advice to the contrary, to be Tobias the Adequate. And I thank you for encouraging my behavior, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.